when it comes to who's the officer of the year, for me it was a no-brainer. It's Adam Creech. And he made a very difficult case much easier for us.
He's always very professional, very detail-oriented, and just represents this agency and all of law enforcement in a great way.
What Creech did with such a little amount of time in the department and with major crimes during that time was phenomenal, and this award is more than deserving for what he was able to accomplish in such a terrible case.
There you hear it. Guilty on all counts. That is the verdict handed down today to Timothy Jones Jr. for killing his 5 children.
On that guilty verdict in the Timothy Jones murder trial, he is the Lexington County father that was accused of killing his 5 young children back in 2014. A jury this afternoon saying he is in fact guilty of those murders.
Now recommend to the court that the defendant, Timothy R. Jones Jr., be sentenced to death.
When the sheriff told me he put me in for this year's Sheriff's Association Deputy of the Year Award, I was kind of surprised because there's been a lot of recognition for this case, which I've certainly has meant a lot because this is obviously the biggest case I'll probably ever see in my career.
He had less than 2.5 months, which is, I mean, that's just cutting teeth. That's really young, in major crimes anyway. And there was talk when we were sending someone to Alabama that we needed to send somebody different. And at that time, his composure, the way he was handling things, the way he was doing things was like a seasoned investigator. And with that, it was appropriate to send him.
Thankfully, when I was the lead investigator on this case, I'd been a member of our crisis negotiations team for a couple of years. And a big part of crisis negotiations is active listening skills and rapport building. And that was already something I was applying on a regular basis during my interactions with the public as a patrol deputy and then transitioning to an investigator. And right off the bat, I mean, we discussed going down there that this was not, we knew he had been interviewed already and they had gone the typical police interrogation route and it was not successful. So I knew we had to do things a little differently.
Able to stay focused, you know, with a father, who's brutally murdered his 5 treasures. And to then go and actually see his handiwork, to find the children, and to keep his composure. Adam is, to me, that's just the consummate professional.
There were 6, maybe less, investigators in Mississippi that had talked to Jones and had tried to get information from Jones, seasoned investigators, people in law enforcement over 30 years, and got nothing. Clamped up, wouldn't talk. And Creech goes in there and is able to build this rapport with him that I don't know if anybody else could have. And with that rapport, he is able to get the details. He is able to get exactly what is needed for this case.
Adam's work building the rapport with Mr. Jones and able to get that confession and locate the bodies of those kids that led to his conviction and justice in this case. Without Adam's work, that would not have happened. There was no doubt about it.
And in doing all of that, Adam never lost his composure. He was very, kind and gentle, showed empathy, all the things that you train people to do, Adam just does naturally.
It didn't just end at the arrest, so there was a lot of work still to be done. So certainly when the case came to a conclusion and justice was served, we certainly wanted to highlight the work of some great men and women that worked on the case.
This is Creech. This is what Creech does. This is how he handles situations.